Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining the call. We have our speaker, ma'am, Ms. Anupama Ramachandra, on the call. Ma'am, thank you for coming on the video. I'll quickly introduce ma'am to all of you on the call. So, once again, good afternoon, everyone. It's my esteemed privilege to introduce Ma'am Ms. Anupama Ramachandra. She's an educational administrator with over 3 decades of experience across India. She holds postgraduate degrees in English literature and education and is also the proud recipient of the prestigious Nehru Fulbright Award, which gave her international teaching and research experience in the United States. She's a certified CBSE teacher, trainer, and has served in key leadership positions, including being the executive committee member of the Bangalore Sahodaya Schools Complex Association, past president of the Rotary Club of Bangalore, and the national secretary of the Center of Educational Development. Her outstanding contributions to education have earned her numerous awards, among the Chanakya Award for Excellence in Teaching, the Educator of the Year Award, the Karnataka Shikshana Ratna State Award, and recognition among the top 20 educators and 50 effective principals of India. Since 2024, she has been the founder principal of the Delhi Public School Electronic City, Bangalore, where her leadership continues to inspire both teachers and students. Both her professional accomplishments, Beyond her professional accomplishments, Ms. Ramchandra is also a proud mother of 2 sons and enjoys reading and painting in her personal time. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Ms. Anupama Ramchandra. Thank you, ma'am, for agreeing to be a speaker in this session.
Thank you very much, Soumya, for that very, very generous introduction. And I think most pride that I take in is being an educator, because it gives me an opportunity to share my learning and also to touch lives. It's not always teaching when it is children, it's sometimes learning also. So we are all blessed to be in this profession, is what I feel. So without much ado, I want to jump into the conversation of today, which we are talking about 21st century skills for students. Many of them are a little puzzled by this word or the phrase itself, that 21st century skills, because there are so many conversations that are happening around this term that people are wondering that are there some special skills that we don't know about? Is it something that only the children of today should learn? And why is it so relevant? Well, I would like to start off by saying that the civilization of human beings, as we all know, has gone through many eras and many ages. When a man started living with stones, right, using them as instrument, as his tools for hunting and gathering food, and lived as nomads. I think we have gone through a lot since then, which is, from the Stone Age, then many other, when we evolved, life evolved, we went through many such ages, like, the Bronze Age. When they discovered iron, it was the Iron Age. Then we had the Industrial Revolution, when people first invented or discovered the wheel, and then they came to know that machines can do work for us. We went through the Industrial Revolution. Then we had many other eras like the Paleolithic, and then the Middle Ages and the Modern Ages. Today, we are going through a very unique kind of a period, which is known as the Information Age. And what is this Information Age? We live in a very, or I should say, a rapidly evolving, globalized world, where many aspects of our life is dependent and decided by information, media, technology, and artificial intelligence. What took 10 years to change is now changing in 1 year. That is how rapidly things are changing. So students of today need special attributes or competencies to cope up with this fast changing world, so that they will be able to thrive and sustain themselves in this information age. And these very skills that are required to cope up, sustain, and we all like our children to succeed. So for them to succeed, I think discussion and conversations on 21st century skills are very, very relevant today. So I will be briefly taking you through what these skills are, and how do we actually nurture them in our children. So I'm quickly sharing my presentation. I hope all of you can see my presentation. We start off with the 21st century skill for students. This is nothing but preparing students for the future. What is the future? We really don't know. Future is unknown to us, and it's always been like that. It's not just now. But since the world is moving so fast, the future is most unpredictable than during any other time in history. Right? We really don't know what life is. Today, you just see I'm sitting in a school in Electronic City in Bangalore, and I am conversing with people I don't know from where they are joining. Nobody would have imagined 10 years back that such a situation would be possible. So that is the kind of the evolution or the fast changing that I'm talking about. So let us quickly see, why do we need 21st century skills for students? Like I told you before, it is a rapidly changing world, and most importantly, technological advancements are coming in every day. Bangalore being the IT hub also, we get to know a lot of things. And today we are more connected with the outer world than ever before. We all know that, both my sons don't live in India, but getting in touch with them is easier than getting in touch with anybody who lives in Bangalore and I have to go and meet them. That is how fast technology has come into the picture, and we are all interconnected today. If I want to know how a topic like, let's say, fractions are being taught in a school in Australia, it just takes me 10 minutes to get in touch with schools in Australia and to get their lesson plans. So there is a need for us to adapt to the changes that are happening around us, and children need to adapt also. They need to modify their learning. Sometimes they have to unlearn, they have to relearn, and they have to innovate on their basic knowledge that they've got from schools. And also, let us all reiterate the fact that we are preparing them for the jobs that maybe do not even exist. Because if somebody told me that in 2025 there's going to be a job where the title is called as prompt engineer, I would have laughed. But today we all know that prompt engineers are one of the best paid people, and that is the job of the 21st century. So going forward, we really don't know what we are preparing children for. So moving on, what are these 21st century skills? I would like to divide it under three headings, broad headings: learning, literacy, and life skills. So this is what I would like to discuss. And under learning, we have the four C's, which is critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. When it comes to literacy, we all know that is the job of the schools, but we are talking about another kind of literacy that pertains to 21st century skills, and those are the information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy, and financial literacy. And moving on to life skills, we are talking about competencies which students should have moving forward, which is flexibility and adaptability. They should possess leadership skills. So when we say a leader, we all think that leaders lead teams, but I would like to reiterate, as a leader myself, we need leadership skills even to promote our own potential. So we have to be our own leaders, and we have to inculcate initiative and self-direction in students today. And also under life skills, we have productivity and accountability, and we have social and cross-cultural skills. Let us move into detail. When we talk about critical thinking and problem solving, well, man has evolved largely because of these two skills, and these two skills are going to become very relevant for students of today. We all know children of today are very entitled. They are all digital natives. So many times we see that children are not able to solve simple real life situations because they do not think beyond what is told to them or what is taught to them. Most of them, not all of them. Right? So I think it is very essential for us to promote this ability in them, where they'll be able to analyze the problem in front of them. And sometimes problems are simple, they can be complex also. Whenever children face complex problems, they just choose to turn away or direct it to an adult and say that I think you have to take care of this. So we have to nurture this skill in them. And also, they are bombarded with so much of information today that they really don't know whether the information they're getting is authentic or it is fake. So we have to educate children. Whatever comes their way, they should have a way of evaluating the authenticity of the information or the evidence they are using to solve problems. So this, there are many ways in which we can teach them that, but what I'm trying to tell is we have to keep reminding them when they come with some information, we should ask them, is that true? How do you know it is true? Come on, let us sit together and check. I just want to give an example. Some years back, I remember there was a widespread rumor that was being spread through social media that in the United Nations, the national anthem of India, Janagana Mana, has been adjudged as the best national anthem in the world. I almost believed it because I love our national anthem, but only when I went on the internet and I checked, I came to know that no such competition was held. And surely, although we love our national anthem, India was not, given that recognition. So we need to tell children because they're young, they're vulnerable, and also with these two skills, we are helping them to make informed choices because children today are thrown with so many choices. It was not like when I was young, when we did not have many choices. When it comes to careers, when it comes to courses, when it comes to a choice of universities or higher education, they have so many choices. So I think we have to help our children make reasoned and well informed decisions. When we talk about creativity, creativity is something that was necessary at all times, but now it is required more because there are so many things changing. There was a student who came to us and told that he was thinking of making an app which would help the elderly who need help when, most of the time they're sleeping, and when they get up and they are trying to go about their work, if they fall, that app would set an alarm and people who are taking care of them would be notified. While they were still thinking, there were already three of them who already made that app and it was put out there, right? So I think creativity should be really fast now. They have to get creative and they have to innovate. Many times, solutions to problems are not found because we are thinking about a very elaborate solution while the solution may be very simple. So they have to think creatively outside the box, right? And they have to come up with new ideas. And we also have to teach them how to convey these new ideas without any fear, put it out there, and also for them to check whether this idea is already not been thought of by somebody else. And unfortunately, many of us don't let our children imagine. We will say that is such a silly thing. Don't you think that is very stupid? For your age, should you be imagining and fantasizing like that? Well, I would like to convey that imagination has no age. No matter how old you are, how young you are, it is imagination that has actually created many beautiful things in this world, including pieces of art. Wonderful books have been written, poems, dramas, many things like discoveries, inventions, everything has been because somebody dared to imagine. So we have to encourage our children. This is part of creativity and innovation. Moving on, the next 21st century skill that I want to talk about is collaboration and teamwork. Going forward, most of the careers or the jobs, what we call, are of the nature where we have to work in a team. Very few jobs would remain where you work in by yourself and a kind of job remains in silos. Like, for example, if I take up teaching now, as educators earlier, We were only concerned about the subject we teach, and we would be applauded for teaching math well, for teaching science well. But now, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach is being encouraged both at the national and at the local level also. Both the state government and the central government, NEP, NCF, all talks about how we have to think of integrating all subjects while we are teaching any subject. So as a teacher of English, when I'm teaching something, let's say I'm teaching a poem called Daffodils, I should bring in aspects of geography, that where did actually Wordsworth see these daffodils? Because in India, in Bangalore, if I'm walking by the lake, I may not see daffodils. So I need to tell them, give them that geographical context. And I have to bring in history, maybe time. When was this poem written? Was it at a time when people had a lot of time that they would observe the beauty of daffodils? We can bring in science that for daffodils to thrive, what kind of climate conditions work best? Why doesn't it grow in tropical areas? So we have to bring in aspects of all subjects. So for that, I need to take help from teachers who teach other subjects also. Why are we doing this? It is to bring a holistic approach to education in general. So, and the world is very diverse. We cannot have children who grow up with biases. We have to encourage them to respect people from diverse backgrounds, not only caste, creed, color, ethnicities, but also from the socio-economic backgrounds also, right? In our school, we have children who speak so many languages, and we celebrate something called as Matrabhasha Divas, where every child is given an opportunity to celebrate their background. They will speak in their language. They will come in the attire of their state or whichever region they're coming from. They will bring in food from their part of the world. So we have to teach children how to respect each other's lifestyles and perspectives. It is okay to disagree. It is not necessary that we agree with whatever everybody says. But what we need to teach children for good teamwork is how to disagree in the most respectable manner. That is how we will be able to achieve common goals. So this is the necessity of the 21st century. Moving forward, communication skills. Being a language teacher, I hold this at the highest, priority, I would say, because children today may speak, but do they speak when it is required, what is required, and how it is required is a question that we have to ask ourselves, whether we are teachers or we are parents or we see children around us. We see that there are some children who do not like to talk at all post COVID. They have become isolated socially. They don't like to have conversations. When guests come also, they will just say hello and go back into their rooms. While there are other children who don't know when to stop talking. They are non-stop talking and they do not even have the skill of listening. So we really need to put this skill into children in a very focused manner where they are able to express their potential. Many children go unnoticed, not because they don't have anything to show or to contribute. It is only because they don't know how to contribute in the way of communication. So we have to teach children how to express themselves clearly, and also they think communication is only about talking, but believe me, communication is more listening than talking. Many of us lose out on very critical information because we do not have a habit of listening actively. So we need to teach children how to listen, and then only they will be able to respond, right? All of us are in a hurry to react, but I think we have to teach them how to respond only after listening to the other side. And there are many communication styles, right? So we have to teach this to our children in our schools or in any other way, where we teach them that communication is about the vocabulary they use, the tone of their speech, voice intonation, and also body language. While we are talking, are we presenting in a way that people are actually listening to us, or are they getting distracted? Well, I can go on and on about communication skills, but let me move forward. very, very important. Like I told you, we live in the digital, information age. So I would like to stress upon the need for digital media and financial literacy. Earlier, when I was young, or even about 10, 15 years back, adults would never speak about finance in the family in front of children. They always thought they were too young. So now research has shown that many people are not wise about their own finances because they were not introduced to financial literacy at a younger age. So CBSE has also brought in financial literacy as a vocational subject, and they say from grade 6 children should be taught how not only to create wealth but also to use it wisely. There are many people who don't know how to have a sustainable model, so that out of the money they earn, how much do they save, how much do they spend, how much do they indulge in. There are many people who earn a lot of money but don't enjoy life because they've been taught only to save. So I think technology also, we are surrounded with technology, artificial intelligence, so much of information available. I think we have to train our students to use technology very responsibly. Many of them use it in such a way that they get into trouble. They do it for fun, they do it out of curiosity, but they end up doing something that we cannot even repair the damage they have done. Many of them, there are children who are getting killed because of misuse of social media. Bullying is happening on the internet, and children are all on social media when they should not be. There is a certain age for them to get onto these platforms, but they are still on that, which means that somewhere as a society, we are failing to teach children the right skills of using technology responsibly. I for sure will not say that they should never use. There are many people who say we should not allow children to use. Well, technology is here to stay. We cannot stop children from using technology, but we have to teach them when to use it, how much to use it, and for what they need not use it also, right? It's always good to encourage them to go and buy vegetables in the store which is nearby to their house, rather than just sit at home and order unless and until it's an emergency. Many children create a lot of online content, but we have to tell them that there is something called as digital ethics. They have to stick to it. The way they dress up, the kind of language they use when they are addressing somebody, even when they do not like them, can they use certain words and think that nobody will come to know? Well, I'm sure you understand that this is one of the most critical skills that we have to teach our children, because going forward, they are going to be using technology and other applications more and more. Not only should they use it responsibly, but they should use it ethically, because we do not want them to get into trouble. And about financial literacy, no matter how much I say, I hope I can drive home the point that children need to be spoken to about the financial health of the family in a way which is appropriate to their age, because children of any age understand that their parents earn a certain amount of money, how much can they spend on going out, how much can they spend on clothes. And if you talk to them this way, they will be more willing to not demand things that you feel you cannot afford or they do not need it at that age. Moving on to adaptability and lifelong learning, well, all of us are doing well because we are not just educators, but we are also learners. Many of our students teach us things in their everyday life also. Many lessons we learn, not only in a subject or technology. Of course, in that they are better than us when it comes to technology. They also teach us life lessons with their simplicity and innocence, right? So we have to teach children, because like I told you, the world is changing so fast, it is evolving really fast. So they have to be taught to embrace change. Today it is something, tomorrow it is something else. So we cannot have children getting emotionally disturbed because they were expecting something next week but something else happened. So how do they adapt to that? They have to keep updating their skills, right? They have to keep learning new skills, like how today many of them are learning coding. So many of them are learning how to use AI tools. This way, we have to keep learning new skills, how to communicate, how to send emails. As and when the time demands, students should keep learning new skills, because that is the only way that they can be strong in an environment where many changes are happening, right? We all know that we are living in a VUCA world where there are many vulnerabilities and uncertainties. The only way to stand strong and to help our children to be resilient is to teach them adaptability and to become lifelong learners. Nobody should convey this message that once you finish your degree and your post graduation, you're done, you know everything. No, we have to keep telling them learning never ends. I also learn as an educator. Now, to conclude what I had to rush through about 21st century skills, let us all remember that no matter what we talk about, we spoke about the 4 C's, we spoke about the life skills that they have to learn, we spoke about the literacy skills, but at the end of the day, one of the most relevant 21st century skill, which has always been relevant and pertinent, are the values, the universal values, right? These values never go out of fashion, no matter which century we are talking about, whether it was the 18th century, whether it is the 21st century, whether it's the 24th century. These values will remain constant if you want a world where there is some organization. There is a lot of chaos, I know, but like they say, the only way to bring method into madness is by ensuring that our children have these universal values. Honesty is something that everybody should be encouraged. How to be honest even in the most difficult times, how to take up responsibility, how to be grateful for whatever we have. It may be less, it may be more, it may be something lesser than what you want, it may be more than what you want, but how to be grateful every day, how to share generously. There are so many people who have lesser than us. How do we share? And sharing is not only money, it is time, it is expertise, it is kindness. How to be happy? People are ready to spend any amount of time and money and go to any corner of the world seeking happiness, while happiness is within ourselves. Are we talking to our children about this? Do we teach our children how to respect oneself? They have to respect their own bodies, they have to respect their own potential, they have to respect the people around them, they have to respect others' perspective. So these are, I have just put a picture also. The universal values are something that will always be part of the 21st century skills like any other age and era. So again, I would like to reiterate that 21st century skills are these competencies and skills that students of today are going to need because of the fact that the world is changing so fast. These are not some special skills that did not exist, but these are a few special competencies that are required. They are abilities and attributes which are very crucial, not only for sustaining themselves but also for success, right? So it will help them thrive in a world that is changing so fast. And who are the people who can put these skills into them? It is a collective responsibility, right? Who? Parents, teachers, the community, the society they live in. All of us should work together and not put the blame on others and say, you didn't do your part, you didn't do your part. All of us should do our part so that children are benefited from all of us. For that, we have to be role models of all these skills that I spoke about. And is it okay for us not to look into 21st century skills? I would disagree, because they are essential and critical for students of today, because they live in a certain kind of world. Everybody says children have changed today, children have changed today. But I strongly believe that children are the same no matter now in 2025, earlier in 2020 or earlier. Children are born the same way. They are born without biases, right? They are only born with curiosity, but they develop these biases, the knowledge, the skill, the attitudes through what they see, hear, and experience. So we are the ones who are giving them these kind of experiences, because the world is moving like that. The situation makes the children behave in a certain manner. Otherwise, children are as loving now as they were earlier, and they will continue to be, because they are all born with a clean slate as a mind. So let us put a lot of thought into how we can encourage the 21st century skills in our children. You know, TCS Ion also has a lot of initiatives to encourage and complement what schools do, what parents do. So I would like for you also to look at that. But my only sincere request is, do be mindful of who you are in front of children, because they learn most by looking at adults around them. So with that, I would like to thank all of you for your patient hearing, and I hope I did not overshoot the time that was given to me, but a lot has to be done and thought about in inculcating 21st century skills in our students. Thank you all very much once again.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was extremely insightful and very enduring to hear. Quickly take just exactly 2 minutes to run you through the contest that we have and the um, uh, website that we have. You can just simply Google TCS Ion IntelliGem, and the first hit that you will land on is the TCS Ion IntelliGem page. Let me just quickly take you through that, so that the students, the parents, and yourselves as educators, you benefit from this session more than actually understanding what 21st century skills is, and getting the students to come onto a national platform, and them to be able to win accolades and prizes. So this is the TCS Ion IntelliGem page. We say we by doing this we are preparing the gems of tomorrow, which is what the students are for us. And there's a page that lands you on a school page. This is essentially a school page, but if you are a student, once the students are nominated, they could click here. As you can see, I hope you can see my mouse pointer. So as a school, as an educator, when you land on this platform, you will have the school registration page, which will take you. I hope my screen is visible. If it is not, please do let me know.
It's visible. It's visible.
Okay. Yeah. So that will take you through. Okay, I'm sharing another tab right now. This is once you click on the click to register, you will land on this TCS and Intelligent registration page, which gives you all the information that you would need regarding the contest and how to register as a school. So this year we have tried to make it easier for the students, wherein in the earlier editions we wanted the students to come separately and register. We wanted the school to register separately. The school shares an ID with the students. They had to do a three-step process, wherein the students and parents had more of the work. It was tedious, is what we understand. We understood from the feedback that we received from parents and teachers, and we try to incorporate them in a lot of ways. And we thought this might be ideal, that we get schools to register and nominate the students. So that is what we have gone ahead and done this year. So once the school and we have introduced certain discounts and early bird offers to encourage maximum participation, as well for the students to benefit from this from this program. So and good news is that we've received a lot of written emails in our inboxes asking for the registration window to be extended, because this is a time, and the Navratri celebrations are on, and schools are not working for the next 9 to 10 days, and therefore it was sensible for us to take those requests and ensure that we respect that feedback. And we've therefore extended the window to the second or third week of October. You will soon shortly hear from us on the exact date to which it has been extended. But since I take this opportunity to announce it formally, that we will be extending this registration window. And some of the discount terms that we have is exciting, wherein if the school is nominating up to 20 students, a default 5% discount will be applied to the student's cart value. But if it is beyond this number, say it's between 21 and 40, then there is a 10% student discount that the student can avail. And above 40, the students are entitled to a 15% discount. At the same time, the school also benefits from this, from these three buckets, wherein if all the 20 students nominated confirm their participation, wherein they go on to the website, they purchase the topics, wherein for the school, the registration and nomination is completely free. But when it comes to the student, each topic is can be purchased at a fee of 399. But we encourage the students to buy the package, where all five topics are available for a steel value of 999, which is a value package. And we see that students that participate in IntelliGem are generally extremely the creme la creme students of each school, who are extremely outspoken in some ways, very creative, very knowledgeable. Therefore, they are competing in a national stage, and most often than not, they have uh, a knack of having an expertise in across different the skills that we have, the topics that we have. So most often than not, many students end up participating in more than two topics, and therefore we thought we should honor that aspect of students benefiting from that, and therefore we have a 999 package. So coming back to the early bird offer, so if all 20 students that are nominated will confirm their participation within the stipulated time window, which will be extended now, the school benefits by having two free entries from their school for the next edition. Similarly, for other buckets, if the students all 40 nominate, uh, uh, up to 40, that is over 21 and up to 40, nominate, or all the nominated students, if they uh, you know enroll themselves and purchase the desired products, then three free entries into the next edition. Similarly, the situation goes on for the other bucket of above 40 students. There'll be four free student entries into the next edition of IntelliGem. So the other terms are all very clearly mentioned in the registration form. And switching back to the website, I hope you can see it now. So once the school registers, the school can log in with the login credentials that is shared with the school over email, over the registered email ID. The school should simply enter their school ID and password, and a host of information and the registration details can be seen in this website, in this login page. Now I'm switching back to the website. For want of time, I'm not going through it in detail. It's pretty self-explanatory. But if at any point you have any doubts, please feel free to ask your queries on this chat window, or do write to us on our official email ID, and we'd be happy to get in touch and clarify it for you. And so far as the student goes, and of course, before going to the student login page, this website is carefully curated to make the educators, parents, and students clearly understand what IntelliGem is. There is a video you can watch, and what is our focus based on the framework on which this contest is has been formulated, and the contest topics, which are the five topics that we have, which is what the 21st century skills point to largely, which are the communication skills, creative and innovation, financial literacy, global citizenship, and universal values. And how to participate, etc., are given stepwise. There is a participation guideline document, a very detailed guideline document that can be downloaded, and also the contest brochure can be downloaded. The contest calendar, you must be wondering what are the dates. The dates are very clearly put out, wherein from 28th October onwards, the student engagement. This time we have introduced two parts in the round one. Earlier it used to be two assessments, but we have made it one assessment and one digital engagement, where the student will have access to learning materials which they can go through, and based on their progress, they earn points. And part B is an online assessment, like every year. And those who are new, it's an online assessment where 30 questions will be asked basis the topic that they have selected. And if the student has enrolled for more than one topic, the assessments are on different days, so that each student can participate in each of the assessments without having any overlaps. Round two, the stipulated number of students who get shortlisted will move to the pre-finals, which is an online face-to-face interview that happens, and thereafter the shortlisted students move to the grand finale, which happens in January. Um, and of course, several details regarding what might be the benefit for the educators, etc., are given, and uh, you could have a glimpse of how and what exactly is the grand uh, the value of this event by watching this video that of the grand finale that we had in the previous years. Once you go here, you can watch the previous other edition videos also. We have several student schools that have uh, shown excellent involvement in the competition, and therefore for various reasons we have handpicked a few schools who have won the excellence awards from our side in the last edition, and those schools are mentioned here. And of course our winners, the intelligence from the past from various schools, if and there is a lot of value add in terms of the knowledge talk series where we have industry veterans come and speak on a certain topic, and you have access to all of that on this website. And of course the participants have spoken to us, and some of the educators have spoken uh, to us in the past, and some of the parents who have given us their feedback. And if you want to watch all the other in the past contests, you may go to this intelligent from the past section. So uh, now just going back to that earlier nominated students, once the nominated students details are uploaded in the school login page, they will receive an email id containing the login id and password with which the students can click this button to log in here. So at this point in time, the student land on a student page where we have given emphasis on more on what the student will be more interested in, and of course the to select the topic. Once they're logged in, they'll be able to select the topic, download a set of learning booklets, and proceed to buying them. So see, as we mentioned, there are individual topics to buy, or there is a package that can be selected and bought. So this is about what I wanted to take you through, just in case it is there are any queries further to this. I'll be happy to help. There's also an FAQ section towards the end of the website which you may uh, refer to. So I'll stop screen sharing now, and over to the participants who have graciously listened to us all this while. Do let us know, give us your feedback, and also if there are any queries, we'd be taking that up on the chat now. Payal, do we have any questions?
Uh, Hi, Soumya. Yes. So we do have a couple of questions,
Yeah.
and I see that these are very common ones that we receive mostly. So the first question, of course, is again where students or the parents would like to know that can they directly go ahead and register? So if a student has already participated in the previous year, so can they still go ahead and just directly register and participate in the contest, or do they have to go through the school?
Okay, that's a very relevant question. So, yes and no. One, yes, the student's ID is available with us, the last year's ID, but they have to necessarily be nominated by the school this year. In the nomination template, there is a field which asks for the student's old ID. So, the student need not create a new login id, which is not possible this year. It has to be done through the school. So I would urge the schools to please let the students know this, and also the students to let the schools understand this and get them to register and nominate the students. Yeah, the students cannot register by themselves, but their old ids can be given to the school, and the schools can refer to that and nominate them, so that in the back end we will take care of the required technical aspects of their login ID and share a confirmation to them that they have registered for this year.
Thank you, Soumya, for answering that. And the next question we have is, can a student participate in multiple topics and not take the bundle pack? Like, can they just have like maybe two
Yeah,
topics?
yeah, yeah. Anything more to that question, Samir?
No, Soumya.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, definitely you can purchase individual topics. You might want to participate in just one or two. Um, okay, I think my video was off for all this while. Okay, sorry. Um, yes, they can choose to register for one or two or three, but it would make logical sense to go for the bundled package if you're going for more than two topics, because if you do the math, it turns out more economically better than having to buy individual topics if you're going for more than two topics, because each topic is priced at 399, but you're free to individually buy as well.
Sure. Thank you, Soumya, for answering that. And we have one question from Dhruv Babar. That is there any direct number for any inquiries?
Yes, through Weber. Yes, definitely. We will give you our email ID. Please do write into us.
Thank you, Soumya, and thank you, Ms. Anupama. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.